They questioned her value in a world that moves fast and rewards loudness. And slowly, thousands of people began to understand this wasn't just content, it was comfort. She never asked for internet fame, and she certainly didn't expect that sharing hand quilting would invite criticism. From her cozy stone cottage in Northumberland, Kate quietly shared her slow, thoughtful life.
And have my plants in the forefront, but it's not going to happen, is it? I should just learn to enjoy them.
Without seeking attention, she welcomed people into her world of calm routines, crafts, and cats. Many didn't understand her lifestyle, but over 120,000 subscribers stayed, drawn to her gentle confidence and creativity. This is the story of a woman who turned calmness into a message and mindfulness into a movement, proving that even the gentlest lives can speak loudly to the world. 2017, when Kate was 61 years old, she placed her iPad on top of a brick in her garden, sat down at her spinning wheel, and pressed record. She didn't have a plan or a script. It was just her, sitting quietly, with a small wish to share a piece of her life. For years, she had watched YouTube videos about gardening, cooking, and crafts. One day she thought, it doesn't look that hard. Maybe I can try it too. What began as a simple, quiet video became the start of something special. Today, Kate's channel, The Last Homely House, has over 233,000 subscribers and a YouTube silver play button. Her second channel, The Last Homely Garden, is growing too, slowly and steadily, just like her plants. Her videos are the complete opposite of fast, flashy internet content. There's no rush, no pressure, just peace. In Kate's world, everything is done with care. Everything has meaning. She often talks softly while sewing quilts by hand, smiling as she explains why she loves beeswax thread or the charm of mismatched dishes. Kate's journey was never about quick success or going viral overnight. In fact, the roots of her slow, intentional lifestyle were planted long before YouTube even existed. She spent much of her life as a midwife and later as a teacher. She raised 3 children in the same cozy cottage where she still lives today. Over the years, she quietly taught herself to grow her own vegetables, sew her own clothes, bind handmade books, and eventually to quilt each skill learned with care and patience. In her 50s, after a divorce left her unexpectedly alone, everything changed. She was emotionally exhausted, unsure about the future, and struggling financially. Then, things grew even heavier when her best friend passed away from motor neurone disease. In a 2024 interview with The Guardian, Kate shared honestly, "I found it hard to reimagine myself." But slowly she did. Instead of giving up, Kate turned that painful season into a time of growth. She traveled to New Zealand to heal, and somewhere along the way, found new strength. She returned home with a quiet promise. The name, The Last Homely House, is inspired by Tolkien's The Hobbit. Fans of the story will recognize it as a reference to Rivendell, the peaceful elven haven known for rest, healing, and quiet beauty. Tolkien described it as a perfect house, whether you liked food or sleep or storytelling or singing or just sitting and thinking best. For Kate, that description felt just right. It wasn't just how she wanted her own home to feel. It was the feeling she wanted to share with anyone who visited her corner of the internet. In a world filled with noise, speed, and pressure, The Last Homely House became something rare and needed, a place of peace. Whether she's stitching tiny hexagons into a quilt for her granddaughter or laughing over a batch of muffins that didn't quite turn out, Kate shares her life with gentle honesty. Her content is not polished or curated, and that's what makes it so powerful. There are no brand sponsorships, no influencer-style edits, no flashy transitions. During the pandemic, when the world felt more isolated than ever, Kate imagined her viewers all sitting together on one big, cozy couch. She called it the lime green sofa, a place where anyone was welcome, a space where you could sit down, pour a cup of tea, and simply breathe. Her followers embraced it wholeheartedly. They made badges, shared their own crafts using the hashtag #TLHHLGS, and even found each other at festivals. greeting strangers like old friends with tears, hugs, and thank yous that came from the heart. Kate never set out to become famous. That was never the goal. What she built instead was something much deeper, a sense of belonging, a feeling of home. Her comment sections are full of heartfelt gratitude. Many of her viewers are older women, often living alone, carrying grief, going through divorce, or simply feeling the quiet ache of loneliness. Through Kate's videos, they feel less alone. They feel seen. They find comfort in the idea that solitude isn't something to be ashamed of. It can be beautiful, it can be powerful, and it can lead you back to yourself. Kate is deeply curious by nature. She's not chasing perfection in every craft she tries. She's simply chasing joy. For her, it's not about becoming the best at something. It's about learning just enough to feel delighted. She doesn't push herself to meet anyone else's standards. She just wants to be good enough for herself. Of all her creative passions, quilting holds a special place in her heart. Whether she's working on a commissioned quilt or teaching her daughter-in-law to sew her first stitches, you can feel the love in every thread. She even collaborated with Aurifil to release her own collection of thread colors, thoughtfully named Slow Stitching at the Last Homely House. But what makes Kate's world truly special is how beautifully it's tied together with her family. Though her children are now grown, they're still very much a part of her creative life. Her sons and their partners help with editing videos, running the shop, and even sharing behind-the-scenes content for her Patreon. Her daughters-in-law are learning to quilt and proudly share their projects. Yet despite her online openness, Kate is surprisingly private. She never shares her exact location, and she's careful about what personal details she posts. "There has to be a point where you say, 'No, I'm not going to share this,'" she once said. And that boundary makes her work feel even more authentic, like a friend who invites you in but still protects her own peace. Kate's creativity shows no signs of slowing down. She has her hands in many projects, and each one is full of intention. She's soon teaching quilting on a cruise near the Arctic Circle. Her second channel, The Last Homely Garden, continues to grow as she expands her vegetable beds, plants trees, and builds a wildlife-friendly space with her son. Her online shop is also thriving, filled with carefully chosen handmade items in seasonal boxes that sell out within hours. Her Christmas box, especially, filled with Liberty fabrics and matching Aurifil thread, has become a favorite among her fans. But what's truly magical is that none of this is managed by a team of marketers or consultants. There's no brand strategy, no social media playbook. When The Guardian asked Kate if she ever wished she had started earlier, she smiled and said, "Sometimes I do, but I had to have gone through all those difficult life stages. I wouldn't have appealed to the same people if I had been younger." Kate's story matters because of when it began, not in spite of it. She started something beautiful at a stage in life when many women are overlooked, ignored, or told they've missed their chance. But Kate did the opposite. She embraced her age, her solitude, her slower pace. In doing so, she showed the world that growing older can be beautiful and that peace doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. Thanks for watching.